Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. If you're new here, my name is Kim. I am a holistic life coach and I help you heal and break free from the trauma that sometimes we don't even know is blinding us. So let's get right into it today. We are going to talk about something that's so often overlooked when it comes to healing trauma, and that is self-care. And no, I don't mean like the fluffy bubble baths and things like that. I mean real self-care, because let's face it, trauma sucks. It not only messes with your head, it messes with your body and your emotions. And it can be something you're carrying from your childhood or a relationship or really any tough situation. And at the end of the day, it feels like we're carrying the weight of that trauma on our shoulders, and it is an impossible load to carry. And so when we are digging through things from the past, we have to take care of ourselves here in the now. And that's where self-care comes in, because sometimes we get so stuck in the past that we forget about the present moment. And so I know the word self-care gets thrown around a lot. And it's, like, oh, take a bubble bath, or, oh, put a face mask on, or go get your nails done, or go walk in nature. And all of those things are great. But really, self-care is about doing what you need to do to feel okay, whether that's physically, mentally, or emotionally. And so self-care could even be saying no when you're drained. And I know saying no is hard for a lot of us who have been through trauma, because we have been conditioned to be people pleasers and perfectionists. And so when we say no, it feels like we're letting others down and ourselves. But it is okay to say no. You can say, thank you for asking, but not this time, or keep me in mind for next time. But then it's also about getting enough sleep. It's eating food that doesn't make you feel like crap, or it's honestly just even taking a few minutes to just breathe. It's really whatever helps you stay sane. And that looks different for everybody. So now when I do self-care, it looks vastly different than when I did self-care when I was in the thick of the trauma. I have clients who come into me and they're in the thick of it, and self-care looks different from that for them at the beginning of the journey as it does as they're making progress, or even towards the end of their journey, the later part of their journey. And so just remember that healing trauma isn't easy. It's tough. And let's be honest, it's exhausting. And so that's why self-care really isn't optional on this journey. It is essential. It is a must. And so without it, you're going to really burn out before you've even made any progress. So you're really going to think of self-care as your survival kit. It's not about being an indulgent. It's about making sure that you don't crash and burn. And so when you're taking care of yourself, you're giving the fuel that you need to keep going. And so let's get into some practical self-care tips that actually work. And I know because I've done these. So the first thing is journaling. And so a lot of times when we're in the thick of the struggle, we don't really have a release as the thoughts and the feelings are coming up, because we think, oh, like I have to wait until my next coaching session or my next energy work session. And that's just so much to hold on to between now and then. So you can actually journal, and no one's judging because it's for your eyes only. So it's just really writing down what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what's weighing on you. And it's just a release. And if anything, it holds that for you in the container of the journal until you get to your session to unpack it and really dig into it and digest it with your coach or your healer. So that way you're not holding on to it. It's not festering. It's not stewing. It's not spewing. It's not doing any of those things. You have it, it's contained, you've thought about it, you've released it, and you can hold on to it. Or you can say, nope, that was enough. It's in the journal. I'm ready to move on. Let's keep it moving. The other thing is that you have to move your body. And I talked about this in the video of how to physically prepare your body for a healing journey, because it's really going to help you get that stuck energy out. It's going to help keep the energy flowing. It's actually going to give you energy to feel like you can get up and move and go about the day without feeling like you need to just sit on the couch and wallow. So it doesn't have to be like massive weightlifting. It doesn't have to be anything super strenuous that's going to make you break a sweat. It really can just be going for a walk. It can be just stretching. It does not have to be this crazy, complicated, kick-ass workout. It really doesn't. It's just something that's going to let you get the tension out of your body that's hanging around. So for me, very early on in my healing journey, and even still now, I love some yoga. Yoga is great. It was great for me early in my healing journey because it gave me space to just be with myself while moving my body. And it allowed me to actually stop and listen to my body for the first time in a really, really, really long time. So yoga is amazing, amazing, amazing. And you can go to a studio to do yoga, or if that feels scary and uncomfortable, just look for a video, beginner yoga for healing or yoga for beginners. There's so many things out there that you can do in the privacy of your own home or your own bedroom, so you don't have to feel embarrassed if you don't know what you're doing and you mess up. The other thing is you have to get outside. Fresh air is really therapy in itself. And I know that sounds, kind of like woo and fluffy and not really practical, but it is. So, I'm not asking you to hug a tree. You can if you don't feel grounded, but I'm not asking you to do that. I'm just asking you to go outside and feel the air, the breeze blowing in your hair. I want you to get outside. I want you to just take a minute, close your eyes, listen to the birds chirp, listen to the airplanes flying overhead, listen to the bugs buzzing, just stop and listen and just breathe in that fresh air, because it's really going to help you clear your head. Your body needs the energy from the sun, the vitamin D. You need to be out in nature. So that is also an absolute must. And then talk to someone. That is self-care. Find a friend who gets it. Find a support group. I have a meetup group. We do supportive things all the time. We have a group coming up in September to talk all about anxiety. So just know that there are other people on this journey too, and you're absolutely not alone. I forced myself to be alone in the journey because I was embarrassed. I was afraid of being judged, and I didn't want people to think that I was a complete and total whack job. So, because in my mind, I convinced myself that no one else had been through what I had been through. So, if I had actually been willing and open to share with others the struggle that I was going through, I would have felt more supportive and they would have felt more supported. So just know that you're not alone, and please, by all means, find someone to talk to. So self-care doesn't have to be the extra extravagant stuff that you think, oh, I can't afford that, or I don't have time for that. It is a must-have if you're healing from trauma. It's about being real with yourself and doing what you need to do to stay strong on this journey. So please take care of yourself, because it is worth it. And if this hits home for you, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos where I just cut through the shit and talk about healing growth. So I'll catch you in the next video.